Susan, great to see you and fun to cover a Giants team that is very relevant right now. So, how are things looking?
Yeah, they're interesting. They're very interesting. They look like they're decent. You guys know they're in the probably the toughest division in baseball, so they're going to be lucky to sneak into a wild card spot, but they would take it after several years of missing out on the playoffs. They look like they've got some interesting strengths and some pretty glaring weaknesses. So um, they'll get better, I think, because they do have some injuries that could help when they get somebody like Gerard Encarnacion back. But the Buster Posey era, we've talked about this before, is just going to be kind of nonstop a story, good, bad, or indifferent. And so far, it's good.
Let's not go to the negative things first, but let's take the positive and spin it negatively. They have the strengths. They have these strengths. What are these strengths that they already have do you feel like are going to kind of level out? Like maybe playing to the peak of their positivity.
Well, the one thing that probably will come down certainly some is the bullpen has been incredible. They've had one blown save that's resulted in a loss this year. They've had four blown saves. They won three of those. That was just Sunday. They are 11-1 when leading after 6, 7, and 8 innings. I mean, those numbers will come back a little bit to earth, but this is a team that's built on pitching and defense. And when those things are consistent, I don't see much of a change there. Maybe with the pitching, the starting pitching still has room to get better for sure. But the bullpen's been terrific. And the defense, I think the defense, barring injury, should be really solid all season. And that is a great fundamental kind of thing to have for your core strength.
Oh, it's Buster Posey. He's a former player. He actually looks at things and is like, oh, man, these fundamental things matter. It helps you win games. It's not fantasy
Who knew?
baseball. Yeah, it's weird how that works. But a guy they're counting on, and I put him as one of my superheroes yesterday. We did a superheroes and villains. Susan, I know you're into the Marvel and DC universe big time. So I said Jung. Yeah, she's like, what's Marvel? What? Jung Hoo Lee is off to an unbelievable start. Is this the player they thought he was going to be when they signed him last year? I know he was injured and missed most of the year, but is this the guy? And can he keep it up? Because he's got 940 OPS. Can he keep this up with the great defense in the outfield?
I honestly, AJ, I think he could get better. He's just learning the league. He's still facing mostly pitchers he's never seen before. He only played in 37 games last year before he got hurt. The question was, would the skills from Korea translate here? And the Giants thought all along, great contact guy, great bat to ball skills. Somewhat reminiscent, I'm always hesitant to say this, but reminiscent of Ichiro. I mean, you guys have seen the swing. You guys have seen how he runs. Sort of an apt comparison, and that was his favorite player. Idolized him, modeled himself on Ichiro. Uh, but I think he only gets better as he learns the league. He obviously can make adjustments. He was not quite this player last year before he got hurt. The biggest thing to me is he got hurt slamming into a wall last year. He is showing no fear defensively either, and he's made some great plays up against the wall, diving. He's really pretty close to a five-tool player. He's even got some pop. Look at that.
Do those count, though? They're in Yankee Stadium. Do those count? Scott says park factors in, and if you hit them in certain parks, they don't count. So do those really count as homers?
I suspect they count especially because it's going to even out with Oracle Park, which is going to take a lot away. So that's the beauty of baseball. It all evens out eventually, you hope. But yeah, he makes a name for himself at Yankee Stadium. That shows you something too. That's a little bit. He's got some flair, He's got the little bit of the K-pop look going on. Big smile, big personality. He could be sort of a star at some point.
I think people are forgetting they're paying him $100 million too. So they kind of need him to go out there and produce the way he's producing. But a guy they're not paying $100 million, Wilmer Flores. I get it. His numbers aren't there, but he's a guy coming off the bench. He's a guy that plays his role. We were talking about how clutch he is. Is there any way a team like the Giants lets a clutch player like Wilmer Flores, who essentially only hits go-ahead or game-tying home runs when he hits homers?
Well, it's interesting because if he hadn't had a player option for this year, I'm not sure he would have been back, but he's been such a steady presence for the Giants since he's been there. He's really quietly a team leader. He is not a big personality guy, but he's just got this effortless cool that everybody kind of looks up to him, respects him. The Latin guys love him. And he produces. He drives in runs. He's probably not going to be a 300 hitter. He's not going to be a Gold Glove first baseman, but he can hit in big situations. He can come off the bench. He can DH. He can do all those things that are much more difficult for a younger player to do, and that's probably what they would have been looking at had they, had the option to let him go. He's really been, last year he did not have the good numbers because he was hurt. Now we see what a healthy Wilmer Flores can do, and I actually think that the numbers will probably, I know I sound like super optimistic about everybody, but he's hit a lot of balls hard and he's had some bad luck. I think the numbers actually are a little bit lower than where they should be.
FT fam, I hope you have as much confidence as Penelope right now, who is an avid Spot and Tango fan, okay? And she uses the code FOUL, Kratz, because this is a personalized dog food subscription service that prevents you, of course, from going to the store to pick up the food, and she just gets the highest quality unkibble. That is what they're known for. And I know you love the quiz part of it too.
It's a super quick quiz, but it lets you give them the information and they tailor it to what is needed based on their age, size, activity level, all things that are custom for each and every one of your dogs.
Yeah, human grade ingredients in that unkibble. USDA meat, fruits, and veggies that are approved there. Upgrade your pet's bowl with Spot and Tango Unkibble. Go for it. For a limited time, go to spotandtango.com/foul. Use code FOUL to get 50% off your first order. That is spotandtango.com/foul. Code FOUL to get 50% off your first order at spotandtango.com/foul. Code FOUL.
Another Buster Posey thing. Oh, veterans off the bench. Those matter too. It's weird. It's weird, Susan. It's weird how sometimes it goes full circle.
He was also there under Farhan, AJ, but
I know, but we'll give Buster credit, okay?
Okay.
He signed Willy Adames. He was supposed to be kind of their big signing this year. He hasn't gotten off to a start. Now I watched some of the Giants games. He's still smiling. He's still laughing. He's still engaged with his teammates. What will it take to get Willie going? They have to give him a standing ovation like the Philly fans did to Trey Turner. I mean, what's it going to take for Willie to get going here?
I think he's still in that I'm with a new team. I signed a big contract, like even subconsciously trying to do too much. You've been through it, AJ. Lots of guys when they go to new teams, particularly when it's a high-profile deal.
Particularly the Giants,
Yeah.
Susan?
It does tend to happen with the Giants. I don't know why. The Barry Zito was the best example all time of that. He goes from the A's where he'd won a Cy Young to the Giants, and he changed everything. He changed his mechanics. And the Giants were like, wait, what did you do? And he was like, well, I feel like I have to be better. And they were like, no. We signed the guy. You were the guy we wanted. Why are you changing stuff? I don't think there's anything to that level. But I think it's subconscious. I think you're trying to, prove that you are worth that deal. You're trying to impress a new fan base. You're trying to show your new teammates what kind of player you are. And I do think that plays a little bit of a role, but you're right. The personality is off the charts. Great. Like as advertised, maybe even better. He's a plus no matter what he's doing. He's solid in the field. He works well with Chapman. Chapman loves him, and Chapman's, pretty much the main team leader. So it's all good. And at some point, stop me if you've heard me say this like 4 or 5 times already. At some point, he is going to get going. I mean, he's Willy Adames. I don't think anybody's worried about him at all.
Who's the unsung hero on this team, though? Who's the guy that we don't know if we're not watching all the Giants games that we should be looking at?
Hayden Birdsong for me, who was in contention for the 5th starter spot, could have won it, had a great spring. Landon Roop also had a great spring. That was a kind of a toss-up. Landon Roop gets the 5th spot. He's been very good. Hayden Birdsong goes to the bullpen and has been phenomenal. They've used him for 3 innings. They've used him for an inning. He has been lights out almost every single time out. Just very little big league experience and completely unfazed. And if they needed him in the rotation, I think he would plop right in and be just as terrific. So keep an eye on that. If there's continued underperformance in other spots or an injury, Hayden Birdsong's probably right in there.
Question from Cole in our chat. When do you think Kyle Harrison will be up?
I think Kyle really needs to put in at least a good, strong half a season in Sacramento. He was just so off even last year. This spring, he was not, guys like Birdsong and Roop have moved ahead of him on the Giants' radar. Carson Seymour, Carson Wisenhunt might be trending right around near Kyle Harrison. It's not a gimme that he will be back up this year. He's got so much talent. He's a local kid. When he's right, he is a legit big league pitcher. He just hasn't been quite right. So he needs to figure it out. The Giants certainly are rooting for him. They believe in him. I think we will see him at some point, but it's definitely not a given.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.